Hello everyone, I'm Andreas Vasilakos, and the topic of today's presentation is Cyber and Information Warfare, Evolving Battlefield in Information Age. At the moment, I'm a doctoral researcher at Capital Technology University, where I'm conducting my PhD studies in critical infrastructure. I'm also a student member at the Center for Cybersecurity and Forensics Education at Illinois Institute of Technology. Finally, I'm a junior fellow for the American Leadership and Policy Foundation. So about today's agenda, we'll be covering what is information warfare. We'll be touching information age as a topic. Then we'll be moving to warfare and technology around us, how warfare has evolved over the years, what is information gathering or else intelligence, what is open source intelligence, and also we'll be showcasing briefly an open source intelligence project. So what is information warfare? Information warfare is a type of warfare where the parties involved try to use information technology, computer technology, in order to overpower their adversaries. Essentially, it is a type of warfare where information is manipulated and obscured in order to inflict damage on the decision making of each side. So, why is information warfare such a impactful threat for countries? On the right, we can see a tree chart that shows us the technological innovation in the past years. So as you can see, we have been moving in the beginning from TCP/IP, message internet, CCD, Unix, video cassette, and optical fiber in 1960s, late 1960s. And now we have Bitcoin, WhatsApp, iPhones. So technology is everywhere around us right now. We're observing a rapid shift from the traditional industry to a computer-based and information technology-centered economy. So we are all hyper-connected thanks to handheld, laptop, and type of electronic device that we carry around us daily. Information is a central part of our lives right now. And also, warfare has relocated to the cyber realm. Countries don't necessarily need to physically attack other countries, but they can pose a threat through the cyber world. This information can be spread through the TV, internet, or radios. We're daily observing more and more cybersecurity attacks, and a really hot topic lately is supply chain attacks. Digital communications have been interrupted in many cases, and telecom is a sector in the Critical Infrastructure Presidential Directive in the United States. The financial disruption and stock market attacks is another example of technology being attacked around us and affecting our lives. To quote Sun Tzu in The Art of War, so to win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the highest excellence. The highest excellence is to subdue the enemy's army without fighting at all. The expert in using the military subdues the enemy's forces without going to battle, takes the enemy's walled cities without launching an attack, and crosses the enemy's state without protracted war. Alexander the Great had this tactic where he established his status as a national ruler through the use of coinage with his own image. That way, nations were easier to unite under his leadership. So what do we conclude from these two examples? The times change, but the motives are the same. Warfare has just evolved. We have moved from physical attacks to the cyber realm, but still, information is a really lethal weapon for nations to use. And moving to information gathering. As we discussed, information is really crucial. So there's many ways to gather it. We have open source intelligence or OSINT. We have human intelligence or HUMINT. We have geospatial intelligence or GeoInt. We have measurement and signature intelligence or MASINT. We have signals intelligence or SIGINT. We have technical intelligence or TechNint. We have cyber or digital network intelligence or CybInt. And then we have financial intelligence or FININT. Moving to open source intelligence. So what is open source intelligence? It is the intelligence that is gathered from open sources. It is the type of intelligence where all the information is publicly available. So that includes newspapers, blogs, websites, social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Reddit, or any other social media platform, and podcasts. Here you can see expanded the open source intelligence framework. You can find this framework on the website that shows on the bottom of the screen. Now I'll be showing you how to use this framework. Open source intelligence is an excellent tool for investigation purposes at an educational setting. Here, I'll be showing you how to navigate the osintframework.com website. As a disclaimer, this knowledge is strictly educational and should not be used for any nefarious purposes. Here we begin with Open Source Intelligence Framework as the starting point. When clicking on it, we can see all the different places we can receive information using the Open Source Intelligence Framework. Let's say that we're trying to excavate information on social networking websites. Then we're going to click on the social networks. After clicking, we can see many different options. We can see Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, or we can either see other social networks that includes MySpace, Tumblr, etc. For these example purposes, we're going to click on LinkedIn. After clicking on LinkedIn, we can see the different tools we can use for open source investigations on LinkedIn. On the project that we'll be showcasing later on, we use this exact option. We use Reddit. So with Reddit, you can see what kind of tools you can use to receive information. Obviously, these are tools that already exist, but you can use your software development skill set to create your own tools, like we did back at Illinois Tech. Let's say then we're trying to receive information about the dark web. After clicking on the dark web, we receive this information. In the beginning of the investigation process, we might want to receive some general information. So we're going to click here, and we can read more about the deep web, what onions are, and what darknet is. Let's say that we're trying to find information regarding threat intelligence. After clicking on threat intelligence, we can see many different technologies and tools associated to it. So as you can see, the open source intelligence framework is an excellent guide, but it doesn't only showcasing tools and technologies, but it can give you ideas to create your own tools. This is an example where open source intelligence principles and techniques were used to conduct an open source intelligence investigation. In this case, graduate students create a software that receives information from Reddit and scrapes it using a Python script that analyzes the raw data after preparing it appropriately. On the right, you can see the flowchart of this algorithm. Of course, for your purposes, you can create a program that analyzes data from other websites like Facebook or LinkedIn or 4chan, 8chan, anything that you would like to receive information about. On the left, you can see the code that the graduate students created running. Then on the right, you can see the data extracted in a raw data format. Here are all the sources that were used for today's presentation. Thank you very much for attending this presentation. Please feel free to connect. Here I'm providing you with my email and LinkedIn profile. I hope you have a great rest of your day.